The Kraft Foods Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine. Millions of women all over America serve Parquet because it tastes so good. Why, Parquet tastes like it should cost twice as much.
To market, to get some Parquet. Home again, try it today. You'll like it, you'll love it, like millions who say their favorite margarine is
Parkay, Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. Well, it's early evening in Summerfield, and we find the Great Gildersleeve tiptoeing up his porch steps with a twinkle in his eye and Christmas packages in his pockets.
Hope I can sneak in the house and hide these presents without the little family catching me. So far, so good. Shh. Nobody in the living room. Just Bertie out in the kitchen, I guess. I think I can sneak by to the stairs without her seeing me.
That you, Miss Gildersleeve?
Oh! Yes, Bertie.
What's that you say?
Bertie, please.
What's the matter, Miss Gildersleeve? You got laryngitis?
No, Bertie. Just some Christmas presents. I want to hide them.
Oh, sounded like you had laryngitis. Did you say Christmas presents?
Yes, Bertie.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Bertie!
What's going on down there?
Oh, my goodness. No, nothing, Marjorie.
Hey, you home, Unc?
Apparently I am, Leroy.
Hi, Unc. Hey, what's in your overcoat pockets? Christmas presents?
Oh, dear. Guess I'd better put this off till after dinner. Why does everybody want to catch Santa Claus? Yeah, little baby, you seem to enjoy romping down here on the floor. Yeah. But, baby, we better get up. It's almost your bedtime. Yeah. But, baby, I have to hide those presents from the kids.
He doesn't want to go to bed, Unc.
That may be, but I've been down here long enough.
Oh, but you look so comfy flat on your back. Put her up on your knees again.
Yeah, I like to watch you slide down and bounce on your stomach.
All right, it's one way to settle my dinner.
Next time I get to slide down.
Leroy, I don't want to settle it that bad. You're too big. Well, here we go, baby. Up. Are you ready? Yeah. The slide for life. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go. Ooh. That'll have to do for now. You're getting a little big for this game yourself, you know, baby. Hop down on the floor now. Hey, wait a minute. Give me my tie clasp before you go crawling off.
Look how fast she can crawl, Unky.
Yeah. I guess we have Bertie take over now, huh? Bertie! Bertie!
You call me Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie. Better take the baby up to her crib. She's too active for me.
Yes, sir, she's all over the house these days.
She certainly is.
Come to Bertie now.
Well, I have things to do.
Going over to Miss Fairchild's, Unky?
No, I don't think I'll go over to Adeline's tonight. Judge is coming over to play checkers a little later. Well, have to go upstairs now.
What for? Are you going to take a nap?
No, I thought I'd check the house.
Check the house.
Check the house.
What for?
Well, I have to see if all the windows are closed. See if the house is secure for the night. I do that every once in a while.
You're cute.
What?
Unky, you're so transparent at Christmas time, but so nice. Go ahead and check the house.
Now, Marjorie, don't try to make anything out of this. It's just routine.
Yeah, it's a routine he goes through every year about this time.
No, Leroy.
Why go to all the trouble of hiding the presents, Uncle Mort? We'll find them anyway.
We always do.
You won't find them this time unless you've got radar. Marjorie's dressing table, behind those ruffles. Darn wrappings coming off this one already. Oh, well, I'll have to rewrap them before Christmas anyway. Well, there's an idea. I'll ask Adeline to come over tomorrow night after the children are in bed, and we'll sit close to the fire and wrap Christmas presents. Nothing like a woman's touch when it comes to wrapping presents. What's that noise? Sounds like somebody outside the door.
Oh, hi, Unc.
Leroy, what are you doing peeking through the keyhole?
I wasn't peeking, just tying my shoelace.
Yes. Well, he's wise to that spot. I'll cross him up and hide him in his room. You're sly, Gildersleeve. Oh, never find him under all this junk in Leroy's closet. And nobody saw me, except Leroy's turtle. Now remember, Elmer, keep this under your shell. Yeah, I guess he will. He winked at me. I can just sneak out of here now. Oh, Marjorie, what are you doing standing out here in the hall?
Me? Well, I just came upstairs to get a book.
Yes. Now I'll have to hide them all over again. By George, I'll never find them here in the baby's room. What's that? Somebody outside the door again? Now, who could that be?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Bertie!
What's my idea, Miss Gildersleeve? They put me up to it.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Throckmorton, I think this is a wonderful idea of yours, inviting me over to help you wrap Christmas presents.
Well, Adeline, we only have 2 to wrap, but we can make the job last all night.
Oh, you. I missed you last night. I rather expected you to come over to my house.
Well, I would have dropped in, but Judge Hooker came over to play checkers, and I thought he'd never go home. I waited 20 minutes for the old goat to figure out a move, then I discovered he'd fallen asleep.
When you're around, Throckmorton, I never fall asleep.
Sit down next to the fire, Adeline. I'll go upstairs and get the presents.
Oh, wait a minute, lover boy. Haven't you forgotten something? Well, we're engaged, and I've been here 5 minutes, and you haven't even kissed me hello.
Well, guess I had Christmas on my mind.
Then just pretend I'm Santa Claus. You close your eyes. I have a little present for you.
All right. My eyes are closed. I wonder what it'll be. To heck with going up after the presents. I want to stay down here with Santa Claus.
Oh, you go on now, you hear? I want to see what you've got for the children.
All right. Of course, I haven't bought everything yet, Adeline, but I got a little silver cowboy belt buckle for little slop-along Cassidy. That's Leroy.
Wonderful.
And I got a beautiful charm bracelet for Marjorie.
Oh, I just love charm bracelets. Go get it, Throckmorton.
I'll be right back. Oh, Adeline,
Yes, Throckmorton?
while you're resting, toss another log on the fire. Throw another log on the fire. Now then, I stuff the bracelet right here in the toe of this old pair of tennis shoes. Great place to hide things. Nobody goes near an old pair of tennis shoes. Wait a minute. It's gone. And the belt buckle is gone, too. How did the kids find that stuff in here? I'll bet Leroy does have radar. Oh, well, I'll find him in the morning. Let them have their fun. It's the holiday season. What the heck?
Well, where are the presents, Throckmorton?
Well, somebody thinks they're playing a little joke on their old Uncle Adeline. I hid them from the kids, now they've hidden them from me.
That's too bad.
Yeah, happens every year. Well, I guess we won't get to wrap packages tonight, Adeline.
Well, then, what will we do?
Well, it's only 9:30. Let's throw another log on the fire. search this whole house. Where did the kids hide those presents last night? Wonder who that is so early in the morning. I'll get it, Bertie. I'm right here. Judge.
Morning, Gildy. How about a game of checkers?
Checkers? At this hour?
Only kidding, Gildy. I just dropped by from a briefcase. I left it here on the hall table the other night.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. You care for a cup of coffee, Horace?
No, thank you. I have to get to court, so I'll be brief, since I just came from a briefcase.
Judge, so early in the morning?
See you later, Gildy. Sorry to bother you, but my rebuttal is in the briefcase.
Yeah, well, an old goat shouldn't be without his rebuttal. Goodbye, Judge. Certainly is spry early in the morning. No wonder he falls asleep so early at night.
Hiya. Good morning, Unky.
Good morning. Well, children, congratulations.
What are you talking about, Uncle Mort?
You know very well what I'm talking about. Let's have the presents.
Presents?
Now, children, don't you think you've carried this little joke far enough?
Morning, Mr. Gildersleeve. Here's your coffee.
Good morning, Bertie. Thank you. Bertie, you seemed to be in cahoots with the children the other night. Perhaps you can tell me where the presents are.
Me? I don't know where you hid them.
Well, they aren't there, and somebody in this house knows where they went.
Cross my heart, I don't.
Leroy?
Cross my heart and hope to die honest vengeance, so help me, I'll sign it in blood. I don't know where they are.
Leroy, this is no longer funny. Whoever took the presents has worked at great inconvenience. Not only upon me, but upon Miss Fairchild. She came over here last evening to help wrap the presents. We couldn't find them. Consequently, our whole evening was wasted. Leroy. If you kids didn't take them, who did?
Maybe this wasn't an inside job, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What's this, Bertie?
I got a feeling we've been burglarized.
Now, Bertie, let's not let our imaginations run away with us.
No, sir, but I know what I'd do. I'd call the police.
Let's not get excited, Bertie.
Wouldn't hurt to call the police. A lot of burglarizing been going on around Christmas. Just last week, they ransacked the house where Lily B works from top to bottom with a gun in fact. So you know what I'd do, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right. I'd call the police. We've been burglarized.
Burglarized? That's ridiculous. Now, get this, everybody. I'll give whoever hid the presents exactly 5 minutes to put them back.
But none of us took
Get
them.
going now. 5 minutes by my watch.
What's the matter, Unky?
My watch is gone.
It is? You know what I'd do, Mr. Gildersleeve?
You're right, Bertie. Call the police. We've been burglarized.
Most women are pretty careful about the things they buy for the family table. But when they do find something extra good, well, there's no changing them. And that's why so many women keep on using Parquet margarine once they've tried it. Well, it's natural that anybody'd like Parquet. It tastes so good. Tastes as though it should cost twice as much. Parquet, you see, is prepared as carefully as a luxury food. Only the selected products of American farms are used in making it. That's why Parquet has such a delicate, light flavor and makes such a delicious topping for rolls, waffles, and pancakes as well as bread. And Parquet is as nourishing as it is delicious. Every pound is packed with food value, plus 15,000 units of essential vitamin A. But the real reason most people prefer Parquet is it's just grand food to eat. It tastes as though it should cost twice as much. Tomorrow, try Parquet. Enjoy its delicate flavor. See if you don't agree that it tastes as though it should cost twice as much. That's Parkay, Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now let's return to the problems of the great Gildersleeve. What would you do if you hid 2 Christmas presents and they mysteriously disappeared? And then your watch vanished? That's right, call the police. Or, if you were the great Gildersleeve, you'd go direct to the chief himself.
Those are the facts, Chief. What do you propose to do about it?
Are you sure you didn't forget where you put them?
I did not forget. Somebody stole them.
Well, it's just hard for me to believe that any criminal would steal children's Christmas presents. He'd have to be a very ill-mannered person.
I don't expect him to be a secretary of the YMCA.
Oh, it couldn't be old Mr. Mooney.
Chief, I'm not accusing Mooney. I'm not accusing anybody. All I know is that Summerfield is full of burglars.
Now, Commissioner, is that a nice thing to say?
And I demand that you send somebody out to investigate.
But, Commissioner, I can't spare a man during the holiday.
Why not?
We're operating on a staggered schedule the way it is.
And ask the mayor for more cops.
Oh, we have enough policemen, but like everybody else, the boys have to do their Christmas shopping sometime. But I'll tell the boys to be on the lookout
Yeah,
for...
I know. On the lookout for a bargain. I'll handle this myself. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can your friendly neighborhood druggist do for you today?
Peavy, I've been burglarized.
How's that?
My house has been ransacked from top to bottom.
I declare, anything taken?
Anything taken? Marjorie's charm bracelet, Leroy's silver belt buckle, and sometime last night or this morning, my watch was taken.
Your watch?
Yes. You remember it, Peavy. The one you jolly boys gave me on my birthday.
Oh, yes.
I'm sick about losing that watch. It would have lasted me a lifetime.
No, I wouldn't say that.
What?
I imagine you put the police on the trail, Mr. Gildersleeve.
The police, Chief Gates and his Keystone cops couldn't trail a circus through a swamp. Looks like I'll have to be my own detective.
You don't say. Have you seen any suspicious characters in your neighborhood?
No, but somebody's been around with sticky fingers.
Well, perhaps there's a kleptomaniac among your acquaintances.
Kleptomaniac? Hadn't thought of that.
They drift into the pharmacy here every once in a while.
They do? Well, how do you spot them, Peavy?
Well, most of them carry something to put the loot in, you know. An empty shoebox is a popular item.
Oh?
So if I suspect them of shoplifting, I always ask to see their new pair of shoes.
Pretty sly, Peavy.
Of course, a merchant has to be very careful whom he accuses. Now, Judge Hooker was in today. He picked up a box of aspirin and walked out without paying for it. But you'd hardly call the judge a kleptomaniac.
Of course not.
Then, on the other hand, you can't tell who they are. Your best friend might turn out to be one.
Is that so, Peavy? Hooker is my best friend.
Yes, sir. A friend of mine used to come into the store every evening to help me lock up. And I began to suspect the pharmacy had a pack rat. Till one evening I put on my friend's overcoat by mistake. There was more merchandise in his pockets than there was in the store. Fine friend.
Hooker was over the morning I missed my watch, and his briefcase was pretty heavy. But what would he do with a charm bracelet?
What did you say, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Huh? Just thinking out loud, Peavy. Be silly to suspect somebody of taking things they don't even need, wouldn't it?
Oh, no, Mr. Gildersleeve. That's a klepto characteristic.
It is. Poor Judge.
Once they get the disease, they just can't help themselves.
Guess not. Well, so long, Peavy. And here's a dime.
What's that for?
For Judge Hooker's aspirin. Oh, my dear old friend, Judge Hooker. Well, I won't prosecute. All I want to do is recover the goods. I'll try to be tactful with him for once. Perhaps I can get the old fellow back on the straight and narrow. Hello, Judge. All right to come in?
Hello, Gildy. Have a chair. I'll be with you as soon as I sign these letters.
No hurry, Judge. Look at that sweet old man in there at his desk. The picture of dignity and respectability. Who would ever think that life is an enigma?
I'm nearly through, Gildy.
You sure are, brother. Take your time, Horace. Poor old fellow's been working too hard. He probably doesn't even know what his trouble is.
Now then, Gildy, what can I do for you?
Judge, sit down.
Sit down.
Judge, I think at some time or other everyone needs a little sound advice.
Oh, I agree.
Fine. So, Horace, I'd like to have a heart-to-heart talk with you.
Oh? What about?
Well, Horace, promise that whatever I say, you won't hold it against me, because it's something only a best friend would tell you.
What are you getting at, Gildy?
Judge, old friend, perhaps nobody has ever talked to you about kleptomania?
Kleptomania? Oh, yes.
I've always considered it a most fascinating subject.
Uh-huh. So I gather.
As a magistrate, I made quite an exhaustive study of kleptomania. In fact, I often wish I had a little of that in me.
A little of it.
Yes, instead of picking up things, I'm always leaving them someplace.
Say, that's right.
Yeah, my rubbers, my umbrella, my briefcase.
Oh, yeah.
Say, that reminds me, I forgot to pay Peavy for a box of aspirin today.
Yeah.
But here I am rattling on about myself, and you came to me with a problem.
Huh?
Now tell me, old friend, how long have you been troubled with this insatiable urge to pick up things?
Me? Let me out of here. Well, maybe the chief was right. Maybe I did mislay the presents. I'm not infallible. Well, sure, they'll show up.
Uncle Mort, I'm so glad you're home.
Marjorie, what's all the excitement?
Guess what happened?
Don't tell me I know you found the presents.
No, my earrings are gone.
Your earrings?
Uh-huh, and I had them just this morning.
I was right all the time. There is a burglar around.
What are we going to do?
Let me get at that telephone. Chief Gates and his force are going to get on a job if they never get their Christmas shopping done.
Catch the burglar?
No, Leroy. Just leave that to me and Chief Gates. He should be along any minute now.
What makes you think the burglar will come back again, Unky?
He struck 3 times, so he'll strike again. There's nothing to be afraid of, you understand?
That's all right for you to say. You got a shotgun.
Mm-hmm. Just to scare him with, Bertie. I'm out of shells.
Well, I'm taking the frying pan to bed with me. Now, if you hear a loud bong, he's tried to come in the window.
Now, Bertie, there's nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, it must be the chief now. Don't anybody get excited now.
Well, good evening, Commissioner.
Chief, it's about time you got here. Come on in.
Hello, folks.
We got any clues here, Chief?
Now, don't anybody get excited. The police have taken over. I've got a dragnet around the house.
Now you're on the ball. What do you want us to do, Chief?
Well, you might put that shotgun away, Commissioner.
But, Chief.
And the rest of the family should act perfectly normal. Go up to your rooms, turn out the lights, and go to sleep.
You hear that, children?
All right, Unky. Let me know if you need any help.
Oh, Leroy, you get under the covers.
Well, what about the baby up there? Want me to take her in my room?
No. Don't disturb the little tyke. And don't worry. I'm inside and my men are outside.
Sure glad about that, but I'm still taking my frying pan to bed.
Bertie's a little nervous.
Now, Commissioner, if we expect to catch the burglar, we'll have to set a little trap.
Trap? Anything you say, Chief.
Well, first we'll turn out all the lights.
Turn out the lights? Oh, yes.
Then we'll sit here in the living room, back to back.
Back to back?
So we can see both entrances. Pretty quiet night, isn't it, Commissioner?
Yeah. What time is it, Chief?
Well, if I can see the dial. 12:05.
Nothing exciting has happened since Bertie's frying pan fell out of bed.
No. Everything must be all right outside, or we'd have heard from the dragnet.
How many men do you have out there, Chief?
2. Officer Haney and my father-in-law.
Your father-in-law?
Swore him in to give him a little Christmas money.
Oh, my goodness. Chief, the way you run that department... Did you hear that noise?
No. Can't say that I did.
Must be imagining things. You know, Chief, you keep listening for noises long enough, and pretty soon you think you hear them. I did hear it that time.
So did I.
Sounded like it came from upstairs.
Well, we'd better take a look.
You go first, Chief, if you want to. Hey, coming from the baby's room. One side, Chief. Let me out.
After me, Commissioner.
Hurry up, Chief. I've got the lights.
Hands up. Well, what do you know? It's the baby rattling her crib.
Baby, were you making all that noise? Now, baby, don't cry.
We didn't mean to frighten you, little toy.
Well, wait a minute. I know how to stop that, Chief. She loves to get down on the floor with me. Yeah, baby. Show the Chief how you can crawl.
Come to Chiefy, baby.
Hey, baby, come back with my tie clasp. She's always grabbing things.
Oh, look. Oh, she's throwing it in the waste paper basket.
Yeah, get it for me, will you, Chief?
All right, Well, is this where you keep the family jewels, Commissioner?
Jewels? What do you mean?
Oh, one pair of earrings, belt buckle, charm bracelet.
What?
Commissioner, I think we've rounded up the burglar.
Baby, are you the burglar? You little rascal. Chief, is my watch in there?
Is this it? No crystal and one hand missing?
Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh, well, maybe Santa Claus will bring me a new one for Christmas.
Now for the biggest news to come out of Parquet's baby naming contest. The final news you've all been waiting for. The winning name for the great Gildersleeve's little baby girl was suggested by Mrs. J.C. Walker of Birmingham, Alabama. Our special congratulations to you, Mrs. Walker. You not only get a 1949 Ford sedan, you also get the grand prize of $1,000 in cash.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations, Mrs. Walker. Friends, we certainly want to thank everyone who sent in names for the baby. Yes. You bet, baby. We're sorry that all of you couldn't win prizes. 720 of you did. But I know we're all happy for the winners. Yeah, what's that? Oh, yes, of course. The folks want to hear your name. Well, get ready. It's Romery. Yes, that's right. Romery. Romerry. Seems to fit, too, doesn't it? You've certainly been roaming around tonight. Thanks again from all of us and from the Kraft Foods Company, the makers of Parquet margarine. We hope all of you will keep using and enjoying Parquet on your table. Good night.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. Adeline Fairchild by Miss Una Merkel. The show was written by John Elliott and Andy White with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Wald saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Good night.
Here's news that will send cheese lovers hurrying down to their dealers. Now, at long last, Kraft has plenty of aged, natural American cheese, the kind that comes in big golden wheels. Since 1941, the demand for cheese has almost exceeded the supply, and as a result, it was difficult to set aside much for aging. Just this past year, Kraft could send plenty of fine cheddars to the curing rooms, guard it for months and months. And now, aged American is back. So ask your dealer for a wedge of this mellow, grand-eating, natural cheese, the kind that is aged so carefully for you by the master cheesemakers of Kraft. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine. Millions of women all over America serve Parquet because it tastes so good. Why, Parquet tastes like it should cost twice as much.
To market, to get some Parquet. Home again, try it today. You like it, you love it, like millions who say their favorite margarine is
Parkay, Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. Well, like a lot of us, the great Gildersleeve hasn't done much of his Christmas shopping yet. With only 8 more shopping days to go, he's finally grappling with the situation. It's after dinner now, and we find the great man hunched over his desk in the den.
Skates, cowboy belt buckle, table tennis set, basketball. Guess that takes care of Leroy. A coat for Bertie, that wristwatch for Adeline. Then there's the Jolly Boys. Oh, my goodness, I've got a lot of people to buy presents for. Got a lot of extra expenses, too. The baby, getting married. Well, I'll just have to cut down a little on every present, I guess.
Oh, there you are, Miss Gildersleeve.
Yes, Bertie? Oh, hello, baby. Little Romery.
Just brought her in to say good night. It's her bedtime.
Yeah, good night, little darling. Sleep tight. Just been figuring out what I'm going to get the baby for Christmas, Bertie. I'm going shopping tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice.
By the time I get all the things for her, Leroy, and Marjorie, it's going to cost me a small fortune.
Yes, I guess so.
Well, they're worth it, though. But I'm going to have to cut down somewhere this year.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to economize on somebody, Bertie.
Oh. Well, you don't have to say no more, Mr. Gildersleeve. I understand.
What?
If you can't afford to buy me a present, it's okay with me.
But, Bertie, I didn't...
It's all right, I understand.
But I want to buy you a present.
I know you want to, Mr. Gildersleeve, but if you can't afford it, don't you worry, I understand.
But you don't understand.
Yes, I do. I just want to see those children's happy faces when they open their presents. That's all I want.
That's very nice of you, Bertie, but...
No, sir, you don't have to buy me no presents. Christmas morning, when the family comes downstairs and says, Merry Christmas, Bertie, that's enough for me.
But, Bertie...
Good night, Mr. Gildersleeve, and don't worry, I understand.
Oh, dear. Good old Bertie. Well, she's going to get that coat anyway. I'd like to save someplace, though. Let me see. I'm getting Leroy and Marjorie an awful lot of presents. Maybe they wouldn't mind giving up just one thing. Every little bit helps. Now, Leroy doesn't have to have that basketball. Sure. I'll just explain to the boy I have to save some money. He's old enough to understand. Leroy.
Yeah?
Oh, you in the living room? Well, how are you this evening, my boy?
Huh?
I said, how are you?
I'm okay.
Well, that's good. And how's school?
School? I'm on Christmas vacation, Unc.
Oh, yes, of course. Christmas. Say, that reminds me, Leroy. I wanted to talk to you about something. You know, Christmas is a wonderful time of the year.
Sure is.
Little families gather around the Christmas tree. Everybody gives each other presents.
Yeah.
But remember, Leroy, it isn't how much you give. It's the spirit in which you give it.
Oh, sure.
Glad you understand that, my boy. So I know you won't mind if I don't give you that basketball.
What?
Now, Leroy.
You promised me.
I know that.
Leroy.
Oh, okay, Leroy. I'm sorry. You get your basketball.
I will, gee, thanks.
Yeah.
You got the real Christmas spirit, Unc.
Yeah. See you later. Well, Leroy is just a kid. Can't expect him to understand. I'll go up and talk to Marjorie. She's older. I can explain these things to her. Won't be the end of the world if she doesn't get those silver slippers. Sure, she'll understand. Well, Marjorie sounds happy. Marjorie!
Yes? Oh, come in, Unky.
Thank you. Marjorie, what are you all dressed up for? You going out tonight?
Oh, no. I was just trying on my formal. Make sure it looks all right for the school dance New Year's.
Well, you look beautiful, my dear.
Do I really, Unky?
Mm-hmm. Waltzing in front of the mirror. Isn't that cute? Marjorie, there's something I wanted to ask you.
Oh, Uncle Mort, I know I'm going to have a wonderful time at that dance.
I'm sure you will, but...
I'll be dancing on air all evening. I just can't believe it.
What's that?
I'll be wearing my first pair of silver slippers. I've always wanted a pair, and now you're going to get them for me.
Yeah.
You're just the most wonderful unkie in the whole world. Here's what I think of you. Now, Unkie, what was it you wanted to ask me?
May I have the next waltz? Do so well with Leroy and Marjorie last night. Well, Christmas is really for children anyway. Gotta save on somebody, though. Maybe the Jolly Boys. After all, they're adults. Except the judge, he's in his second childhood. But what if they get me expensive presents? I'll try to find out. I can start with Peavy. I'll just drop in the drugstore a minute. Santa Claus is coming into town. Well, good morning, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
A nice morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be.
Peavy, I'm going to do a little Christmas shopping today.
Oh, that's so?
Yeah, I'm taking the day off. Guess the office can get along without me for one day.
Yes, I believe it can.
Yep. Go right down to Hogan Brothers and finish up. Have you done your Christmas shopping, Peavy?
Yes, I have.
Oh? You bought all your presents?
Yes. Mrs. Peavy and I wrapped them last night and put them under the tree.
Well, then, I guess you wrapped mine.
Yes, we did.
Was it a big package?
Well...
No, it was a small package.
I didn't say that.
And I guess it was about medium.
I didn't say that either.
Well, I guess you didn't get me anything too fancy.
How's that?
I mean, I don't suppose you got me anything expensive.
Why not?
Well, I mean...
Mr. Gildersleeve, no one has ever called me a cheapskate.
Peavy, I didn't say that...
I don't toss my money to the winds, but I do have a reputation as a moderate spender.
Of course you do.
No, sir, there aren't any fish hooks in my pocket.
I know that, Peavy. I didn't mean that at all. I just didn't think that you should spend too much money on my present.
Why not?
What?
I can afford it.
Oh, my goodness.
In fact, I'm buying bigger presents than ever this year.
You are?
Certainly. Peavy's Pharmacy may not be a gold mine, Mr. Gildersleeve, but it's a good living.
Peavy,
Of course, I'm just a little businessman, not a city official. I can't take the day off and go shopping on the taxpayer's time.
Oh! Look here, Peavy. I'm earning my salary. I'm worth every cent the taxpayers pay me.
Well, now, I wouldn't say that.
Merry Christmas. Brother, the store is sure crowded. Looks like everybody's doing their shopping today.
Mr. Bentley, cash! Mr. Bentley!
Every time I come in here, they're looking for Bentley. Well, let's see. Where shall I start? Where's that list I made out?
Gildy.
Huh? Oh, hello, Judge.
I thought I saw your rotund figure pushing through there.
Yeah, it is jammed in here. Has it been crowded like this all morning?
No, Gildy, just since you came in.
Now, look, Judge, I've got a lot of shopping to do.
I've just about finished mine.
Good for you.
Yes, I just made a purchase at the tie department. Now I'm
The
going...
tie department?
Yeah, I bought a present there for a friend.
Oh, you did? Anybody I know?
Daisies don't tell, Gildy.
Well, just give me a hint, Petunia.
Now, don't be nosy, Gildy. You'll just have to wait till you look into your stocking Christmas morning.
Oh, for goodness.
Goodbye. Noel.
He's not fooling anybody. I bet he bought me a cheap tie again, just like he did last year. Well, that's all right with me. At least I can save some money on his present. I can get through this. Excuse me, madam. Here we are.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'd like to look at your dollar ties.
Yes, sir. This counter right here.
Oh, yes. Pretty bright patterns, aren't they? Peppermint stripes, pinwheels. Here's one with big yellow sunflowers on it. Just the thing for the judge.
Would you like the one with the sunflower, sir?
Sure. If the old goat doesn't want to wear it, he can always eat it.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. And you put it in a box, please. It's a gift.
Third floor, sporting goods, menswear.
Out, please. Out! Thank you. Let's see. Get Leroy's basketball up here.
Yes, that one's rather nice.
Oh, my goodness, there's Hooker again. What's he doing, following me around? Wait till he sees that dollar tie.
May I see the blue silk robe again, please?
Yes, sir.
Wonder who he's buying a dressing gown for.
That's very nice. Do you have that in a larger size?
Oh, yes, sir. What size did you want?
The largest you have. It's for a very fat dog.
Oop. I wonder... Oh, he couldn't be buying that for me.
It's someone I've known for years. I'm really very fond of him.
Could be.
I know it's more than he'll get me, but after all, he has a lot of expenses with his family.
By George, it is me. I misjudged that fine old fellow. He's true blue. And I got him a necktie with sunflowers on it. I'm going to take it right back and get him something nice. Down, please, down. Oh, clerk.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to return this necktie. The one with the big sunflowers, remember?
Yeah, but, sir, you just bought it.
I know that, but I just remembered that the friend I bought it for can't stand sunflowers. And he's got hay fever.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so if you'll just give me my money back.
But, sir, that means I'll have to make out an entire credit slip just for $1. Couldn't you exchange the tie?
No, I can't. You've got a lot of nerve anyway, selling me a cheap tie like that from my very good friend, the judge.
All right, I'll make out the credit slip. I'll be right back.
Well, make it snappy. Guess I told him. Who does he think?
Well, Gildy.
What? Oh, hello, Horace, old friend.
Gildy, are you buying me one of those dollar ties for Christmas?
An old friend like you? I wouldn't think of it, Judge. I'm going to get you something much more expensive, Horace.
Well, it's very nice of you.
Don't mention it.
But you really shouldn't.
Oh, forget it. And I want to assure you, Judge, that it has nothing to do with what you're getting from me.
Well...
And, of course, if I find a blue silk dressing gown in my stocking, I'll know Santa Claus didn't bring it.
What?
Don't you pretend now, Judge. I saw you buying that robe, you know, for that fat fella.
Oh, you did?
I know, Horace. You wanted to surprise me on Christmas.
I've got a surprise for you right now, Gildy. I didn't buy that robe for you.
Huh?
I got it from a cousin in Wichita.
You did?
Yes. You know, the one that's a butcher. Sorry to disappoint you, Gildy. Well, I've got to be going. Bye. No. Well, no.
Yeah, the old goat. What does a butcher need a dressing gown for? You probably wear a straw hat with it.
Well, here you are, sir.
What?
Here's your credit slip for the tie.
I don't want it.
What? But, sir, you said you wanted to get something else for your friend.
He's no friend of mine. Give me that tie back.
Mr. Wall, we going to talk now?
Sure, Bertie, if you'd like to.
Well, to tell the truth, I like eating what we talk about more than I like talking about it.
Well, friends, as you may have guessed, Bertie is on her favorite subject, Parquet, the margarine that tastes like it should cost twice as much. And the reason Parquet tastes so good is it's made from the selected products of American farms and prepared with all the care of a rare luxury food. It has the fine, delicate flavor. It has the nutritional value plus 15,000 units of essential vitamin A. Yes, it's a luxury in every way but one. Parquet costs only about half as much as the most expensive spreads.
Well, Mr. Wall, anybody can tell that by just looking around at the store. But if you want to know how good Parquet tastes, you got to take some Parquet on a knife.
Uh-huh.
Spread it on something, maybe hot cornbread.
Hot cornbread.
Or muffins or pancakes or toast. Then pop it right into your mouth. Mr. Wall, when you get that parquet flavor you like so much, you don't care whether you do any talking or not.
Well, why not take Bertie's suggestion, friends? Get Parquet, and tomorrow enjoy this margarine made by Kraft that tastes like it should cost twice as much. That's Parkay. Well, it's afternoon now, and the great Gildersleeve is still fighting the crowds in Hogan Brothers department store. So far, his plans to economize on his Christmas shopping haven't worked out very well. Right now, he's on the 4th floor in Toyland, where he's just finished buying the presents for the baby.
My feet are certainly tired. I'll go down to Floyd's pretty soon. Relax for a while and get a haircut. Certainly haven't saved any money so far, except on the judge. Him and his fat cousin in Wichita.
Mr. Bentley, cash! Mr. Bentley!
My goodness, haven't they found Bentley yet? Well, I guess I'll... Look at that cute little music box. Wonder what it plays. The Big Bad Wolf. Well, isn't that cute? Certainly have wonderful things for kids nowadays. And look at those little mechanical toys. What's this? A little toy barber shaving a customer. I'll just wind it up. Look at that little razor go up and down. Reminds me of Floyd. Yeah, only 99 cents. Say, that wouldn't make a bad Christmas present for him. It's just 10, but I bet Floyd would get a kick out of it. He's not very sentimental about Christmas anyway. It's the thought that counts. And only 99 cents. Yeah, clerk. Oh, clerk.
Hi, Commish.
Hi, Floyd.
In the market for a haircut?
Yeah, went down to Hogan Brothers all day. Just thought I'd take a little breather.
Okay, just take your coat off and hop right up here in the chair.
All right, Floyd.
Gee, you must have been doing some heavy shopping. See a lot of presents sticking out of your pockets.
Yeah, and one of them is yours, Floyd.
Oh, gee, thanks, Commish. That's swell of you.
Don't mention it.
Just tuck this under your chin.
Funny how he makes so much fuss about Christmas every year, isn't it, Floyd?
Well,
Of course, it's great for the kiddies, but it doesn't really mean much to us grown-ups.
Well, I don't know, Commish.
What?
Christmas is the one holiday that really gets me.
It does?
Yep. You go along all year just taking your friends for granted, and Christmas comes, all of a sudden you realize what wonderful people they really are.
Oh, yes.
Does something to you right here inside. Well, you take a guy that's a cheapskate 11 months out of the year, Christmas comes, and he'll give you the shirt right off his back.
Yes. I guess you're right, Floyd. Of course, it isn't the present that counts. It's the spirit in which it's given.
Well, I don't know. Seems to me what you give a fellow for Christmas shows what you really think of him.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, I think it does. I'll show you what I mean. I got a present from out of town today from a so-called friend of mine.
You did?
Yeah. And of all the cheap, trashy Christmas presents I ever got, this one takes the cake.
Huh? What is it?
Well, I'll show you. I got it on the shelf here. There. Now, look at that piece of junk. A tin barber shaving a customer. He must think I'm a moron or something. Yeah, look at it. What's he expect me to do, stand around and watch it all day?
Well, I'm...
Yeah, how do you like that? Busted already. The thing must have cost all of 98 cents.
99.
What?
Nothing.
Now, I ask you, Commish, would you buy a thing like that for a friend?
No.
Of course you wouldn't. By the way, Commish, if you want to lighten your load there, you can drop off my present now.
I think I'm going to have to exchange it, Floyd. I got the wrong color. Well, at last, I'm almost through shopping.
Mr. Bentley.
Sweet gods, I wonder where Bentley hides all day. Hope Floyd likes that sweater I got him. I've certainly done a fine job of saving on my Christmas presents. Hello, Adeline. You shopping, too?
Yes, darling. How's my chubby hubby-to-be?
I'm fine.
You poor man, you look all worn out.
Well, I am a little tired, but I'm almost through. All I have to buy now is little Adeline's present. Right over there in the jewelry department.
Oh, I'm glad you haven't got my present yet. I wanted to talk to you about that.
Oh, you did?
I've got an idea. You know, darling, we're going to be married pretty soon.
Uh-huh.
And we ought to have some new furniture for the house.
Oh?
And I just saw the cutest living room set in the furniture department. Only $750.
$750? Is that what you want for Christmas?
Oh, of course not, silly. I'd like to have it someday when we can afford it.
Oh.
But I think we ought to start saving for it right now, and that's why I don't want you to buy me that wristwatch for Christmas.
You don't?
No, it's entirely too expensive. You just get me some little old doodad for about $1.
But, Adeline, you wanted that wristwatch so badly.
Well, I just thought I did. I can get along without
Well,
it.
gosh, I don't know.
Well, now I insist. After all, we've got to be sensible, Throckmorton. And I believe a wife should help her husband every way she can.
Gosh, Adeline, you're all wool and a yard wide.
Besides, you'll be my Christmas present, you great big Cupid doll, you.
Yeah.
So you just run along now and get me some little token, and remember, nothing expensive.
Well, all right, if you want it that way.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you tonight. Oh, Adeline's wonderful. Imagine her helping me to save money like that. She's right, I guess. It's the sensible thing to do. Let's see, I saw some inexpensive earrings at the jewelry counter the other day. Here we are. Let's see.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello there.
Well, I suppose you've come for that watch you were looking at the other day.
Well...
I've got it laid aside right here. There you are. It's a beauty, all right. I'm sure it'll make your fiancée very happy.
I'm sorry, but I've changed my mind. I'm not getting her the watch.
Oh?
I thought I might get her some earrings. Something about $1.
$1?
Well, I might go as high as $1.50.
I see. Just a moment. I'll bring you the tray.
The watch certainly looks beautiful, all right. Adeline did have her heart set on it. Well, we do have to be sensible.
Here you are, sir.
Thank you. Let's see. This pair looks rather nice. Green butterflies with a big red stone in the middle. Don't you think so?
Mr. Gildersleeve, may I say just a word?
Oh, sure.
I know it's none of my business, but won't you please reconsider getting the wristwatch for your fiancée?
What?
Believe me, I just work here. I wouldn't make a cent more if you bought the watch. But I hate to think of your fiancée being disappointed at Christmas.
But you don't understand. It was her idea. She wanted me to save money.
She may have said that, Mr. Gildersleeve, but deep down I know she didn't mean it.
But
I remember last year, my wife had her heart set on a gray coat with a little fur collar. She told me not to get it because we couldn't afford it. I let her think I wasn't going to buy it. And then Christmas Eve, I brought it home and surprised her. She was so happy, Mr. Gildersleeve, she broke down and cried.
She did?
Yes.
Well, this is different, though. There's no use getting sentimental.
Very well, sir. I just thought that since this was Christmas time...
No, I'm going to be sensible about this. After all, Christmas is no different from any other time of the year. And I'm not going to... what's that?
The employees' Christmas chorus is going to sing. Up there on the mezzanine.
Oh, well, that's all very nice, but I'd still like to pick out a pair of...
They're going to start.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sea, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark
Yes, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Wrap up the wristwatch. Who wants to be sensible on Christmas?
Have you had a chance to enjoy the full parquet flavor? That flavor that's so light and delicate on the tongue. The flavor that can, well, turn a plain piece of bread into an experience in real taste enjoyment. Parquet margarine is nourishing, too, of course. As nourishing as the most expensive spreads, even though it costs only about half as much. It's fortified with vitamin A to make sure you get even more of the nutritional essentials. But the flavor, that's the thing. Whether you prefer it on pancakes or waffles, biscuits or bread, parquet tastes so very good. Actually, like it should, cost twice as much. Tomorrow, ask for Parquet, Parkay, Parquet margarine, made by Kraft.
What a day. Well, anyway, I finished all my shopping.
Gildy.
Judge, you still here?
I want to talk to you.
All right, what is it, you old goat?
Well, you looked awfully disappointed when I told you I was giving that blue dressing gown to my cousin.
So what?
So I've decided to give it to you.
You have? Well, thank you, Horace.
Not at all. We're old friends, Gildy. And after all, you got me an expensive gift.
I did? I mean, oh, yes. Well, thanks a lot, Judge. Excuse me. See you later. Well, here I go back to the tie department.
Mr. Bentley! Mr. Bentley!
Yes?
Oh, there you are.
Well, they finally found Bentley. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. Adeline Fairchild by Miss Una Merkel. The show was written by Gene Stone and Jack Robinson with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Mary Lee Robb, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Wall saying good night for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. And be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
You bet.
Are you a cheese lover from a way back? If so, you'll be glad to know that now Kraft is supplying your dealer with plenty of aged natural American, the old-fashioned kind that comes in big golden wheels. Aged natural American has been pretty scarce since before the war. People have been eating so much cheese that it's been difficult to set aside much for aging. But during the past year, Kraft has been sending fine cheddars to the curing rooms, carefully aging them to bring out that deep-down mellow goodness. Now your dealer has this grand cheese. Be sure to get a big golden wedge of it for the holidays. Ask for the natural American Kraft has aged so carefully for you.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine. Millions of women all over America serve Parquet because it tastes so good. Why, Parquet tastes like it should cost twice as much.
To market, to get some Parquet. Home again, try it today. You'll like it, you'll love it, like millions who say their favorite margarine is
Parkay, Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now let's see what's doing at the great Gildersleeve's house this morning.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la.
Well, the great man seems as jolly as Santa himself as he and his niece and nephew move the furniture around the parlor to make room for the Christmas tree.
Leroy, give me a hand with this couch. I'll lift and you shove.
Okay, Unc. I'll hold down the rug, Unky.
All right, Marjorie. Leroy, on the count of 3, push. 1, 2. Leroy, I thought you were going to push.
You never got to 3.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's far enough anyway, Unky. It's more room than we had last year.
Well, we need more room. It's Baby's first Christmas, so we're going to have a bigger tree than we've ever had.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
You bet. Her real parents may not be around to provide these things, but by George, it's going to be a Christmas she'll remember.
At 9 months? I don't remember anything till I was 6 years old.
I could answer that, Leroy, but I feel too good this morning. Well, better get going after that tree.
Hey, Unc, can I go along?
Sure, Leroy. We'll need a lot of hands to get this tree home.
Oh, boy.
Well, if you get a larger tree, we'll need an extra string of lights.
Lights. Oh, yes. I'll pick them up at Peavy's when I go downtown.
Unky, can I invite Francie and the gang over when we light the tree? We'll have a party.
Yeah, and can I ask Piggy and Craig?
No, children, this Christmas Eve is going to be different. It's going to be just for the little family and Miss Fairchild.
Miss Fairchild?
Well, of course, Leroy. We're engaged, you know. She's almost a member of the family.
I think a little family party is a good idea. And, Unky, when you get the tree, don't forget to buy some mistletoe.
Mistletoe? Well, if you think it'll make a nice decoration around the house, I'll get some. Of course, it doesn't make any difference to me. Leroy? Get your overshoes on and let's get going after that tree.
Okay.
See you later, Marjorie. Better say goodbye to the baby before I go.
Bertie's giving her a bath upstairs.
Yes, I know. Deck the halls with boughs of mistletoe, fa la 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 la, la la la.
Hold still now, baby. Let Bertie wash your back.
Well, you seem to have your hands full, Bertie.
I sure have, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, baby. Kitty-coo. Are you enjoying your bath this morning? You're getting to be quite a splasher, aren't you? Oh! Thud right in my eye. I better get out of here before I get the bath. Bye-bye, baby. I'm on my way to get your first Christmas tree.
I saw some fine trees down at the corner market, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, well, thanks, Bertie, but Judge Hooker asked me to buy our Christmas tree from a friend of his. Young man he's helping to get started here in town.
Well, that's nice as a judge. How many people are you going to have over this Christmas Eve, Mr. Gildersleeve? I'd like to know how many to fix for.
This year, Bertie, there'll be just the family and Miss Fairchild.
You mean none of your downtown friends are dropping in?
I'll ask them over sometime during the holidays, but I'm not inviting any extra people for Christmas Eve.
I didn't think they needed much of an invitation.
Well, Christmas Eve is going to be different this year, Bertie. Just for the little family. Even Santa Claus won't get in, unless he has a pass.
Gee, Unc, look at all the trees.
Yeah, the lot's full of them.
What color are we going to get this year? White, blue, purple, or pink?
We're going to get green, Leroy. It's Baby's first Christmas, and we don't want to scare her. Now, where is the judge's friend?
Maybe that's him waiting on that lady.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Hey, how about this tree, Unc? Huh? It's a whopper. How about it?
Our tree doesn't have to be that tall, Leroy. They charge by the foot, you know.
But, Unc.
All right, let's see the price tag. $7. They must be charging per needle.
Too high, huh?
Yeah, well, after Christmas, we want to feel that we can afford to throw it away, Leroy. Come on, my boy. Let's get out of the tall timber.
Gosh, I want a big tree.
Well, leave it to me, Leroy. Now then, here's one that looks about right for our little parlor. Not as tall, but it's nice and chubby. Well filled out in the top. How about it, Leroy?
Yeah, not bad, Unc.
Sure, this is the one for us. And the price is only... Still, Leroy, when you stand back and look at it, maybe it isn't quite the tree for us.
What did the tag say?
$10. It's a prettier tree, though.
Well, did you find one you like?
Oh, you Bob Clark?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, City Water Commissioner.
Yes, I know.
You do?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Pleasure to meet you. This is my nephew, Leroy.
Hello, Leroy.
Hi.
Judge Hooker asked us to come down and have a look at your trees.
Well, that's a fine tree you're looking at. It's a silver tip.
For $10, it must be silver-plated.
Well, like everything else, tree prices are a little high, I guess.
Let's take it, Unc. What do you say, huh?
Well,
I think it's a pick of the lot, Mr. Gildersleeve. The judge said you should have a tree like this.
Oh, the judge did he?
I think the judge is right, Unc.
Oh, can't the judge let me pick out my own Christmas tree? What an old busybody.
Well, you see...
Well, I'll take it. Here's your $10.
Oh, no. No, that's been taken care of, Mr. Gildersleeve.
It has?
Judge Hooker asked for the bill. He said to say Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Well, fine old fellow, the judge.
Well, I certainly think so. It isn't everyone who'd do as much for a fellow as the judge has done for me.
Oh?
He's even found me a good job in a market starting the first of the year.
Yeah, that's the judge, all right. None better.
I'll carry the tree over to the car for you, Mr. Gildersleeve, and help you tie it on.
Thank you, Bob. He's a nice fellow, isn't he, Leroy?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice thing the judge did, too. But he shouldn't have bought our tree. He's always so helpful around the holidays when he gets lonesome. Leroy, I told you and Marjorie we weren't going to invite anybody over at Christmas Eve, but what do you say we make one exception and invite the judge?
Sure. He always brings swell presents.
Yeah. Leroy, that's not the spirit. Wonder what he'll bring me. Hurry up, Floyd. I could shave myself faster than this.
What's a rush, Commish? Rome wasn't burned in a day.
I have things to do, Floyd. I want to get some lights for my Christmas tree before they're all gone.
Hey, well, let me catch that stray whisker on your chin.
Mm-hmm.
There. Got a pretty nice tree, Commish?
You bet. I can't wait to see the baby's eyes light up when she sees it. It's her first Christmas, you know.
Sort of like the kid, don't you, Commish?
Well, she'll do.
How long's it been since you found her in the back of your car?
It's been about 3 months now, I guess. She's about 9 months old, Floyd.
That's a great age. Funny you never heard anything from the parents.
It'll be all right with me if we don't. You're just like a member of our little family now.
Yeah, kids kind of get you all right. Okay, Commish, you're finished. That's all we can do for that face without plastic surgery.
Yes.
You have an open house this year, Commish?
No, Floyd. I decided this Christmas Eve would be just for the family. You understand?
Oh, sure, yeah. Kind of hoped we'd get together and sing carols, but if you ain't having any outsiders in, I understand.
Well, I may as well tell you, Floyd. The judge is coming over.
Oh? Judge, huh?
Well, you see, Floyd, I just had to invite him. He gave us the tree.
Uh-huh. Hey, Mr. Gildersleeve, you're through.
But, Floyd, the judge paid $10 for that tree. I couldn't ignore that.
Of course, I'm just a hard-working barber.
What?
We always got together in the past, but if you're throwing a party and just letting in the upper crust, $10 cover charge, I guess that lets me out.
Floyd, it isn't that at all.
It's okay.
Floyd, don't look so sad.
Well,
you know how it is with the judge. He never has any place to go on Christmas Eve.
Well, the missus has a choir rehearsal at the church that night, and I don't have any place to go either. But that's okay. You don't find little Floydie Munson crashing in where he ain't wanted.
Oh, my goodness. Floyd, how would you like to drop by my house Christmas Eve?
Well, if you really want me.
Sure.
Okay, Commish, what time?
Gildersleeve, the trouble with you is you can't say no. While I'm at it, I guess I should invite Peavy and Chief Gates. No. Peavy's mother-in-law's in town, and if he brought her, I'd... No, sir. Peavy's out. I just won't say anything to Peavy and the Chief. Nothing at all. I'll invite him over New Year's to listen to the Rose Bowl game. Well, hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Peavy, I need a string of Christmas tree lights.
Oh, you must be going to have a Christmas tree.
Yes, baby. Leroy and I got to find one this morning. Have you bought yours yet?
Well, we're not having a tree this year. We're having Mrs. Peavy's mother instead.
What?
We always have to forego a tree when Mother Higgins comes for the holidays. They make her sneeze.
That's too bad, Peavy. Now, let's see your lights.
Very well. They're over at this counter, Mr. Gildersleeve. Yes, I always like to be around a tree for a little while come Christmas Eve. You're going to have one, you say?
Well, yes, Peavy. Say, you have quite a collection of lights. Which type do you recommend?
Well...
How about these round ones?
They're very nice if you like the round ones.
Mm-hmm. How about these pointed ones?
They're nice. They have their points.
Oh, brother. Oh, Peavy, here's something new. Bubble candles. Are they any good?
They bubble.
Peavy, you're quite a salesman. I can't resist you. I'll take a string of the ones that bubble. The baby will like those. But I'd like to test them first.
Very well. You hold up the string and I'll plug you in. There.
Yeah, look, Peavy, they bubble.
That's what I say.
Well, what's going on here?
Oh, hello, Judge.
Oh, hello, Judge.
Gentlemen. My, that's a pretty sight, Gildy. With all those lights draped around you, you look just like a big fat Christmas tree.
Horace, I don't know how you can be such an old goat and such a nice guy at the same time. That was wonderful of you to buy the tree for our little family.
Happy to do it, Gildy. And by the way, I saw Leroy and he extended me your kind invitation to come...
Judge, we'll discuss that later.
What's the matter, Gildy? Is it such a big secret that you've invited me over for Christmas Eve? Isn't everybody coming?
Would you gentlemen like me to step in the back room?
Yeah. Peavy, we're having just a quiet family Christmas Eve. But the judge presented us with a tree, and we appreciate it, so we invited him over. Well, how much are the lights?
How much? It's Christmas, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'd like to present you with these lights compliments of Peavy's Pharmacy.
Oh, Fred. Peavy, how would you like to drop in for a little while Christmas Eve?
Are you sure I won't be one too many?
Oh, no. In fact, I might as well invite Chief Gates, too.
By the way, Gildy, I wonder if I could bring someone.
Judge, this is just a family party for the baby and the kids. And Adeline, of course. And you and Floyd and Peavy and the Chief. Oh, well, bring them along. Who is it?
If I may, I'd like to bring the young man you got the tree from.
You mean Bob, whatchamacallit?
Bob Clark. Splendid young man. Veteran. Recently lost his wife. Has no friends in the community as yet, and it'd be a nice gesture, Gildy, if you admitted him to your family circle on Christmas Eve.
Well, all right, Judge. I sort of like Bob. Bring him along. What the heck? It's Christmas.
That's very nice of you, Gildy.
The more the merrier, they say.
Yes. Peavy, I suppose you want to bring your mother-in-law, too.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
You know, it'll be interesting to know how many of the people who use parquet margarine are listening to us tonight.
Millions of them, I guess. Just millions of them.
There certainly are millions of parquet users, Bertie. I was just wondering how many of them are listening now.
I wouldn't worry about that, Mr. Wall. You can't listen to a flavor. You got to taste it. The way I look at it, soon as you take some parquet, spread it on a hot muffin or a slice of bread and taste it. Mm-mm. From then on, that's the spread you're going to want on everything. Rolls, pancakes, waffles, it's everything.
It's delicious, all right, but that's natural. After all, parquet is prepared like a rare luxury food from the selected products of American farms. And it's as nutritious as it is good to taste. The best of ingredients plus 15,000 units of essential vitamin A go into every pound of parquet that you buy. Now, friends, in case you haven't tasted parquet, why not decide to try it tomorrow? I'm sure you're going to like parquet's light, delicate flavor.
You sure will, because it tastes even better than it listens. Tastes like it should cost twice as much.
So ask for Parkay, Parquet, the margarine made by Kraft that tastes like it should cost twice as much. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. He'd planned to confine this Christmas Eve just to the family circle. But, as usual, he has widened the circle to include all his friends. It's after dinner now, and the great Gildersleeve sits before the tree with baby Romery on his lap, enjoying a quiet hour before the guests arrive.
By George, there's no time like Christmas. It certainly is nice to have you with us, baby. You're cute. I don't know how we'd ever get along without you. See all those presents there under the tree? A lot of them are for you. There's some for Leroy, some for Marjorie and Bertie. But do you know what my Christmas present is this year? Yeah, that's right, you. Yeah. Yes, sir, baby, you're the biggest thing that ever happened to me.
What's going on in here? A private party?
Oh, no, Marjorie. We're waiting for you and Leroy. Where is he?
Hi, Unc. What's up?
It's time for our little family get-together, Leroy, before the guests arrive.
Unky, who's this Bob Clark the judge is bringing over?
The young fellow the judge is helping to get started. He's a little old for you, Marjorie. Well, hand me the book, my dear. It's time to read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" to you children.
You're going to read that again, Unc?
Of course. Naturally, Leroy. I do it every year, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's a tradition in this household, and we're going to observe it. Anyone who doesn't want to hear it can just leave.
Okay, I'll go upstairs.
You will not. You'll stay right here and listen, and you'll enjoy it. You understand?
Sure. Here's the book.
Thank you. You see, baby? There's a picture of Santa Claus. Yeah, you sort of like chubby fellows, don't you? Now then, are we all settled?
I am.
Leroy?
Sure. If you get stuck, let me know.
Yeah. All right, my boy. Now, 'twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
Hey, I wonder if Bertie would lend me a pair.
Yep. Leroy, please. Well, then, where were we? Oh, yes. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down off a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Well, thank you, my dear. By George, that's a great poem.
I love it.
Yeah, not bad, Unc.
Look, the little baby's asleep. Better take her up to bed, Marjorie. We'll bring her down when we light the tree, huh?
All right, Unky. Come to Marjorie, baby.
Uh-oh, here they come.
Well, don't open the door till I get her upstairs.
All right, Leroy, go put your coat on. The guests are coming.
Okay, Unc.
Coming.
Well, is this where St. Nicholas lives?
Come on in, Judge. Nice to see you. Look at all the packages. And Bob. Well, I didn't see you back there. Merry Christmas, my boy.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Gildersleeve. It's awfully nice of you to invite me. Are you sure I won't be one too many?
No, the more the merrier. Besides, you can help me, Bob.
I can?
You bet. We need a tall young fellow to put the star at the top of the tree.
Well, fine.
Judge, you know where to hang your earmuffs.
Yeah.
Take Bob's coat. And, Bob, you come with me.
Sure thing, Mr. Gildersleeve. Oh, say, where do you want me to put this little present I brought for the baby?
A present for the baby? Oh, you shouldn't have done it. Business is getting good. Excuse me, Bob. By George, this is the way to spend Christmas Eve.
Hey, Commish, let's light the tree.
Yes, Commissioner, I have to get down and relieve the desk sergeant so he can go home and play Santa Claus.
Well, I'm sorry, Chief, but Adeline isn't here yet.
Hey, that's right.
By the way, Gildy, before everyone arrives, I'd like to have a word with you about Bob.
About Bob?
Yes, Gildy. The reason I'm so interested in this young man
Tell
is...
me later, Judge. That must be Adeline.
Hey, gang, it's Miss Fairchild. Let's everybody get under some mistletoe and see which one she smacks first.
Yeah. Careful, Floyd, or you'll get the smack from me. Adeline, come in.
I'm sorry I'm late, Throckmorton, but I wanted to get all prettied up for the party.
Yeah, don't be sorry about a thing. It's Christmas Eve. All together now.
To you.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Peavy. Gracious, what a reception.
Why, certainly. Very pretty young lady. Come on, Adeline. I want you to see the tree.
Care to stand over here by me, Miss Fairchild?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Munson, but I see that mistletoe behind your ear.
She's on to you, Floyd.
I think I'll just sit over here by Mr. Peavy, where I'll be safe.
I wouldn't say that.
Now, Peavy.
Oh, Throckmorton, I think the tree is beautiful.
Yeah, silver tip. It's pretty all right. We have the old judge to thank for that.
Hey, come on. Come on, everybody. Let's have another song.
Okay, one chorus for Adeline. Come on, fellas.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la.
'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Don we now our gay apparel, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Troll the ancient Yuletide carol.
Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Yeah, great, Chief. We'll have to learn that sometime. Okay, let's light the baby's tree now, huh?
Well, shall I get her for you, Uncle Maury?
No, Marjorie, I'd like to bring her down myself.
Well, I think Mr. Clark's up there with her now.
Bob? He is?
Uh-huh. He asked to see her, and she was awake anyway, so I thought it'd be all right.
Oh, sure. Well, gather around the tree, everybody. I'll be right back.
There's another batch of popcorn, Bob.
Oh, boy, come and get it.
Yeah, Leroy, save one for me. Yes, sir, there's no time like Christmas. Great little party.
Gildy.
Huh? What is it now, Judge?
I want to talk to you about Bob.
Judge, you've already talked to me. He's a fine young fellow. And after the first of the year, I promised to trade at his market. Now, are you satisfied?
Gildy.
You better get back to the party before the popcorn's all gone. Just listen to the fun they're having down there. Gildersleeve, you're a mighty lucky man. Good friends and a fine little family. Marjorie, little Leroy, and our little baby. Yes, sir, this is the best Christmas Eve I've ever had. Well, Bob must have brought her a music box. I'll peek in and see how they're getting along.
Well, baby doll, I'm glad you like the music box.
Well, look at him in there.
I hope I can give you a lot of presents as you grow older. That is, if Mr. Gildersleeve will give you back to me.
Give her back?
And I think he will. He's a swell fellow, baby doll. If I hadn't been sure of that, I never would have left you in his car. It sounds like a terrible thing to do, doesn't it? But after we lost your mother, I didn't know what to do. All I could think of was to get you in a good home where you'd be loved and cared for. While I went away and tried to get straightened out. Well, when you get a little older, I'll try to explain it to you.
Well, that's what the judge was trying to tell me.
I hope Mr. Gildersleeve will see it our way. It'll be pretty much up to him whether or not you come back to your daddy. But I can make a home for you now. And your grandmother's coming. You'll like her.
My little baby. He can't take her away from me. Why did he have to come back here?
Are you ready, Unky? We're waiting.
Gildy, where are you going?
I'm going for a walk.
Gildy, wait for me.
After the most thorough investigation of Bob and the circumstances surrounding the case, bringing you together seemed the only thing to do, Gildy. The hard part, of course, was trying to tell you. I'm sorry, Gildy.
You've been very considerate, Horace. Of all of us.
Now it's up to you to decide what you want to do about it.
I know, Horace. I know.
You could put up a fight for her.
Let's go back in the house, Judge, before we both catch pneumonia. I know what I'm going to do.
Hey, Unc, where you been?
I needed some air, Leroy.
Well, hurry, Unky. Bertie's going to sing her lullaby.
Oh, well, fine.
Mr. Gildersleeve?
Huh? Oh. What is it, Bob?
Wouldn't you like to hold the baby?
Yes, Bob, I think I would. Thank you. Little baby.
Lovely thou little tiny child, bye-bye, lovely, lovely thou little tiny child, bye-bye, lovely,
Bertie, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes, very wonderful, Bertie.
Well, let's light the tree, huh?
Yeah, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, come on, Gildy, let's light it.
One moment, everyone.
Long time.
Please. Before we light the tree, there's something I'd like to say. All of us wanted to make sure our little baby had a wonderful first Christmas. Well, it's turned out to be more wonderful than any of us ever anticipated. The baby's father has joined us on this Christmas Eve. He's a fine young man, and I know he'll provide a good home for the baby. Here you are, Bob. Your little daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve, for everything. Thank you very much.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Now, Bertie, it isn't as though we won't be seen. She'll be right here in town. Well, what's everybody so quiet about? This is a very happy Christmas for all of us. Father and his daughter have just been reunited. Let's light the tree and sing our carol.
Anything you say, Commissioner.
Gildy, this is a big thing you've done tonight.
Oh, Unky, I'm so proud of you.
Now, my dear.
Gosh, I'm going to miss the little kid.
Leroy, stay close to me.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas, and God bless you.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.